Oshiomhole bought a property worth over $1 million in Cape Town, South Africa. Oshiomhole's property in California, USA was bought in 2011 at a staggering amount of $2.5 million shortly after Edo State government borrowed 25 billion naira through the bond deal by Godwin Obaseki's Afrinvest. 7. Just recently, Oshiomhole awarded a contract for the installation of street lights on Sapele Road from 3rd East Secular Junction to Country Home Road, a distance of less than 2 kilometers for 600 million naira. Can Oshiomhole deny the fact that the contractor objected to the overinflated costs because of his fear of EFCC? Oshiomhole, acting on the advice of his economic team, Godwin Obaseki, to emulate General Olusegun Obasanjo, who built a presidential library with federal government money and later converted it to his personal property, forced members of the State Executive Council to approve the funding of a private university of technology in Yamo. We challenge Oshiomhole to deny the fact that he has appointed Mr. Hakeem Bello Osagi, Godwin Obaseki, and others as members of the governing council. If this is not fraud, what else is fraud? What has happened to the university Oshiomhole promised to establish in Edo South? The College of Education in Ekeadolo, which he announced he has upgraded to university status, is worse off today under Oshiomhole's tenure. There is no single infrastructure in place to back Oshiomhole's empty statement. Governor Adams Oshiomhole and the State Commissioner for Finance, John Inegbedion, must explain to Edo State how the over 500 million naira the excess COT refund from Equatorial Bank, which was facilitated by the first Deputy Governor of Edo State, Reverend Peter Obadan, an APC chieftain, vanished into the thin air. Governor Oshiomhole recently bought a property from Bob Oshodi. The property is located in Williams Avenue, GRA, Benin City. Our comrade must explain to Edo people where he got the 300 million naira he paid for the property. 2 years after finding his way to government, Oshiomhole acquired a block of flats in Dubai for $1.5 million in 2010. Again, we challenge Oshiomhole to tell Nigerians where this money came from. Oshiomhole has awarded the contract for school furniture to Etex at a non-competitive price of 1.5 billion naira on each supply, despite complaints from the commissioners for education and teachers that the furniture are not durable. Can Oshiomhole deny the fact that his decision to use one contractor for all the school furniture in the state is unconnected with the 500 million naira that Etex remits to him on the contract? Does Oshiomhole's decision to use an Abuja-based furniture maker in a state that prides herself as the leading furniture maker in Nigeria not amount to capital flight and counterproductive to the economy of Edo State? Oshiomhole's multi-billion naira new home in his village, Iyamo, is on 10 acres of land with helipad where he lands, amphitheaters, artificial lakes and rocks, several swimming pools as well as a zoo. This land of adventure was built by Verissimo, a South African architect, at the cost of 10 billion naira. Was it a coincidence that the construction of the Comrade Governor House at Iyamo started the same time the airport road contract was re-awarded to Setraco? Can Oshiomhole deny the fact that the 35% he received from Setraco before he re-awarded the airport road contract was part of the funds he used for the building at Iyamo?
We want to know who owns the land. 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 Hey, the president. We want to know who owns the land. The Muslim. We want to know who owns the land. We want to know who owns the land.
In 2012, Oshiomhole spent 70 million naira to host Miss University Africa beauty pageant just to be intimate with the Namibian beauty queen Miss Dilish Matthews, eventual winner of Big Brother Africa. Can Oshiomhole deny the fact that Dilish later spent a weekend in his new mansion and that he showered her with $300,000 equal to her award-winning prize in BBA? In his desperation to become vice presidential candidate to Buhari, the comrade governor changed his name to Adams Eric Aliyu Oshiomhole to emphasize his new Christian faith. But his deception didn't help him, as he also lost 500 million naira to a group of boys loyal to Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu, APC national leader. Oshiomhole has a record of being the most traveled governor in Nigeria, which made a disturbed son of Edo State, Osa Director, to award him the Flying Saucer Governor of Nigeria, FSGN. While Governor Lucky Igbenedion traveled 21 times in 4 years, Governor Oshiomhole has already traveled 147 times in 6 years. Like they say, na who know man, they kill man. Prince Kasim Afegbua, special advisor on media to the governor, knows his master more than anyone else. It is usually very difficult for a man like Oshiomhole to wear two caps. One has to give, and in this case, his present status as governor was manifest when he declared his support for the removal of subsidy, so that the masses that have given him all the support over the years would now pay through their nose. Since the governors were aware that subsidy removal meant more money accruing to their pockets, they sent one of their own, Comrade Oshiomhole, to do the talking while they await the proceeds. And like a good dispatch rider, Oshiomhole went to the Lagos debate to deliver the punches against the Nigerian masses, speaking from both sides of his mouth to be a friend of government and the masses. By the time he delivered the killer punch, Nigerian masses were completely devastated with shock. Power has a great allure. It makes men blind to their real intentions. It is understandably clear why Comrade Oshiomhole, ACN, chose to be President Jonathan's PDP mouthpiece at the subsidy removal debate. It is very obvious that Oshiomhole, a semi-literate unionist, has employed deception, hypocrisy, and iron fist to deceive Nigerians. We call on every man of good conscience to do everything possible to deconstruct this ingrate who pretends to be an apostle of openness and accountability in governance. Like APC's General Muhammadu Buhari and Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu, Governor Adams Aliyu Oshiomhole's educational background is shrouded in doubts and forgery. He has a definite date with the law. It is an aberration that a man that prides himself as people's governor will increase school fees by 100% in both Ambrose Ali University and the State School of Nursing without commensurate infrastructure to enhance the learning environment. It is difficult for Governor Oshiomhole to keep his promises, not even to himself. In 2008, he promised to provide 10,000 jobs for Edo State youth.
If the local government and the state government pull those things together, I want to guarantee you will give you no less than 5 to 10,000 jobs.
But 6 years after, Oshiomhole has not created one permanent job. Rather, he gave false hope to over 7,000 young men and women under his deceptive Edo Youth Empowerment Scheme, codenamed Edo Yes, which in all intent and purpose amounts to casual labor where the jobs are unsecured and the laborers also not entitled to benefits, including gratuity. These youths have since realized that Edo Yes job is wrapped in deceit, and rather than improve their life, many of them, graduates, have been turned into laborers and beggars. The Edo Yes job is a far cry from Governor Oshiomhole's promise to provide productive and sustainable employment. Surely, this is inconsistent with the standard of the International Labour Organization (ILO) and Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC). Governor Adams Aliyu Oshiomhole must stop the casualization of Edo State youths. We call on ILO, NLC, and other well-meaning Nigerians to appeal to Governor Adams Aliyu Oshiomhole to listen to the plight of Edo Yes staff by regularizing their employment. The youths are not the only ones at the receiving end of Governor Oshiomhole's purposeless administration. Edo State's sporting fortunes and glory have been battered to a point where she can no longer participate in national sports festivals. The only attention sports has received in 6 years is the artificial football turf at Dr. Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium. Bendel Insurance Football Club, once the pride of Edo people, has been left in relegation during Oshomole's tenure.
Tomorrow, when we come for the violence, nobody go walk here. Just say you want to address us, so we're not going to answer you. We only give you respect now because we came from that at the rest. We're not going to become FIFA, take us to one office to the other. We don't want office, that is not our work.
It will interest Edo people to know that while Oshomole refused to pay the salary of insurance footballers, he paid 50 million naira to his kinsman, Coach Amodu Shaibu, as signing fee for a grassroots soccer initiative that never saw the light of the day. It is taking 6 years plus to complete the renovation of the swimming pool at Ogbemudia Stadium after the contract was awarded in 2009. The governor, who has become one and the same with promise and fail, boasted during his inauguration that our people deserve decent and affordable shelter, and so the provision of housing to the various strata of our society will be an important part of our agenda. The only thing that has happened in the housing sector is the allocation of prime lands and issuance of certificate of occupancy by Governor Oshomole to faceless housing estate developers. We challenge him to explain to Edo people why he is in the habit of incessant waiver of costs and fees attached to certificate of occupancy for certain individuals. On June 1st, 2013, Governor Oshomole granted Alhaji Aliko Dangote a staggering 1,089 million naira waiver for a certificate of occupancy. Edo people are eager to know those who acted as agents to the company. How much was paid to the persons that facilitated the governor's approval for the waiver? Is it true that Dangote showed appreciation for waiver with 300 million naira to the Oga at the top? What has happened to the fertilizer factory the governor told Edo people his newfound friend Dangote will bring to Edo State? What has also happened to the ShopRite construction that Oshomole laid the foundation stone over a year ago in Benin City? These are all part of Oshomole's failed promises. Mahatma Gandhi once said that the greater the power, the greater the abuse. So it seems with Governor Adams Aliu Oshomole of Edo State, as he may have thrown caution to the winds in his reign as the ruler of Edo State. Investigations revealed that Edo House in Abuja, built by His Excellency Chief Lucky Nosakari Igbinedion, is managed by a company called Waybridge Nigeria Limited with registration number 706625. It will be good for Governor Oshomole to confirm or deny in the spirit of Freedom of Information Act and clear the air on the allegation that one of his in-laws, his daughter's husband, is behind Waybridge Nigeria Limited, a company that collects 54 million naira annually for services not rendered. We challenge Oshomole, who prides himself, to submit himself to a morality test against the backdrop of the numerous corruption petitions pending against him in EFCC and ICPC. If he fails, we will lead Edo people to force him to do just that, or in the alternative, we shall wait for his immunity to lapse next year. Governor Adams Aliu Oshomole is a master in the use of logic and rhetoric for his own self-seeking benefit, whereas a true leader is concerned with truth always. Oshomole merely focuses on deceit. Truth is what he can get away with, but not anymore, as he will soon explain to Edo people what he has done with their commonwealth. Can Oshomole deny the fact that he has personal interest in Raycon Company Nigeria Limited and Heartland Nigeria Limited, two major beneficiaries of road contracts in the state? In 2013, Governor Adams Aliu Oshiomhole directed Edo State Oil and Gas Producing Areas Development Commission to award the construction of a 10-kilometer Egun to Uyinwen Road in Ikpogba Oka local government area for a whopping sum of 2 billion naira. Experts have argued that the contract sum is inflated considering the fact that the road is a single lane and without drains or streetlights. The road has since been abandoned despite the payment of 80% contract sum. The gains arising from the inflated cost of this project were shared by Governor Oshiomhole, Osarodion Oge, the then Chief of Staff, and Honorable Philip Shaibu, the majority leader in Edo State House of Assembly. Raycon has several other contracts across the state. Can Oshiomhole deny the allegation that his choice for selected bidding is a source he uses to collect bribe from Raycon, Hightech, Heartland, SCAF, and other contractors working in the state? Dr. Simon Imonkemen, former SSG to Oshiomhole, and Mr. Imabinu, former chairman of SUBEB, are currently facing criminal trial by EFCC for 300 million naira they illegally wired the salary account of SUBEB to projects where kickbacks were collected from the contractors to pay certain percentage of their contract payment to Adam Oshiomhole's governorship campaign account in 2012. The existing housing estates in the state were built by late Professor Ambrose Ali and Governor Lucky Nosakari Igbinedion, who constructed 2 housing estates, Yekuba and Igosa. Like the prodigal son in the Bible, Governor Adams Aliu Oshiomhole has embarked on a wasteful mission to sell Edo State property.
His aim is to humiliate the University of Benin and humiliate the Edo people by his unbecoming actions. And we are saddened by it. And everyone should know that by his actions, the APC has come to an end in Edo State.
Yeah! State government, those that make peaceful change impossible, make violent change inevitable.